Hi, I'm Mary Martinez, and this is my featured book for the month, The Bride, Three Brides and a Dress. And I'm going to read you a little bit of it. That's if I don't knock my background over, drop the book and rip it, stumble over words, an earthquake happens, whatever. It's like my millionth take. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, perfection, right? Okay, breathe deep. Help me stay positive. Send healing thoughts, not healing, send positive thoughts that I'm going to make it through this. Here we go. Three Brides in a Dress. Dear Diary, the beginning. I'm finished. With gentle fingers, Heidi stitched the final bead to my overlace. My silken satin trembled at the knowledge. From that moment on, I would be known as Bella, a Heidi by design creation. Brides came from all over the world to the Manhattan showroom to see Heidi's designs. Tomorrow, I would be showcased center stage, draped over the coveted black headless dress mannequin. It would be my day. What would my bride be like? Would she be gentle and soft like Heidi? Would she be feisty and brash like the office manager who gave orders to one and all? Okay, my girl, Heidi's voice whispered softly over my Alicon lace, causing a shiver to ripple my ribbons. Are you ready for tomorrow? I'd been nervous since she first took her scissors to the heavy, smooth fabric with the high sheen. Oh my, was I ready? The satin that now lay perfect under the flawless ivory lace, shot with silken ribbons. I wished I could have answered with a resounding yes. She carefully carried me, yards of material that comprised my chapel train, draped over her arm. When she reached the raised pedestal with the coveted fabric mannequin, she held me high and let my satin slither over until I clung to it. Any girl wearing me, Bella, would be the most beautiful bride in the world. Heidi stepped back and clapped her hands. Girls, this is Bella, and tomorrow is her day. She waltzed around the room as was her way, touching some of my sisters reverently on the sleeve or the train. Heidi's love shimmered over all of us. Remember always, each of you have your soulmate, your perfect match, just like your bride has her perfect match. When the three of you come together, it will be magical. You will all live happily ever after. Heidi clapped her hands again, this time in glee. She loved when she created a finished creation. Just like in a fairy tale. I'm so lucky. She walked to the door with her finger on the light switch and glanced back at us. All of you are special. Remember that. Darkness descended. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. The sounds of time marching toward the hour when the salon would open made it seem to take forever. Anticipation ruffled my lace and crinkled over my bolero. Finally, light filtered through the window as the sun climbed over the towering buildings of Manhattan. Heidi's staff prepared for the day with their morning ritual. I had witnessed this several times during my creation. This would be my first experience from the showroom. The smell of coffee beans brewing in the pot tickled my beads. Then it was time. The lights came on. Heidi tapped her hands at her side. Everyone ready? A chorus of the assistants' yeses drifted over the salon as our designer twisted the lock with a click. The open sign blazed on. The bell tinkled over the door, heralding the first customer. My fabric clutched to the dress dummy as I waited in expectation. A young woman trailed two older women into the salon. The mother of the bride and the mother of the groom, I presumed. Those two definitely looked happy. Dark hair flowed down the slim woman's back, who strolled around the salon, studying the elegant displays. Then she swung around, her attention full on me. I waited for the magical zing, the one Heidi promised my soulmate would cause to go through me. Disappointment tightened the edging along my neckline. The bride-to-be was not my soulmate. Her expression was downright sour. I wanted to crinkle up and hide. Her interest in me held as her long-legged strides brought her to the pedestal. The happily chirping older women followed in her wake. I tried to keep my focus on the bride as the three circled like running stitches around a hem. By then the young woman was behind me. "This dress will do. Assistant, take it to a dressing room for me." If it weren't for the sarcasm dripping from her tone, I would have thought her voice quite pleasant. No, this was one fed-up bride-to-be. I wanted nothing to do with her. My undersilk cringed. "My dear Cecilia, don't you want to look around a little first?" the taller of the trailers responded. "No, Mother, I do not. I have things to do today. Let's get this mockery over." The tap, tap, tap of her toe echoed her impatience as she waited for Darley, Heidi's assistant, to remove me from my dress model. "Cecilia, I know you're busy at the firm, but Chandler can handle things for a little while." The lady with the hair the color of ugly yellow thread frowned in Cecilia's direction. "If I hadn't been occupied with Darley, my silk lining would have quaked. You know my son wants you to have only the best." "Mother Evans," Cecilia sneered, 1 degree cooler in her response. "Heidi by design is the best." Cecilia followed Darley into Gallery 5. My satin cradled and protected in her arms. I could tell she was afraid to let me anywhere near the angry woman. I marveled that Cecilia didn't rip her clothes as she tore them from her body in order to try me on. Darley helped guide my satin down over her shoulders. Draping elegantly around her hips, Cecilia turned to regard herself in the mirror. Her body stilled, and moisture glistened in her eyes. The tight, angry lines smoothed around her forehead and mouth. Her carriage softened when she saw herself with me draped over her body. Disappointment hammered my bodice. I fit her as if I'd been made for her. Perfection. Calm slid over my lace, yet I felt nothing. Where was the magic? I wondered what was going to happen to me. The door swung open. I saw the reflection of Mother Evans and the bride's mother. Skidding to a halt, they gasped in unison, "Beautiful! It's the perfect dress! I should have known." "You'd picked the right one the first time," her mother said. Frustration gripped me at the intrusion. Cecilia's body stiffened. Her face scrunched again into a scowl. Heat rippled over her skin, singeing my silk so intense I feared spontaneous combustion. Her chest expanded as she inhaled to the point my bodice seams were in jeopardy of splitting open. "Do not care what I look like." I could see Darley behind the bride. She was in the process of pinning the back of me. At Cecilia's movement, the assistant's eyes widened and her finger rose to her mouth. She must have stuck herself with a pin. Darley was a pro, though, and I knew not a drop of blood would mar my silky fabric. If I could have talked, I would have told her how proud I was of her. Because these three ladies, if you could call them that, were scaring the bejesus out of me. And there you go. I made it through a couple little stumbles, but I'm going to go with it because I'm done. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it. I will have links in my newsletter of where you can buy it or get it for free. Have a great day and stay safe.